Breeding in PokeMMO is one of the most powerful systems in the entire game, but most players are doing it completely wrong. They're wasting money, wasting Pokemon, and slowing down their shiny hunts. So in this video, I'm gonna show you everything, from basic breeding to advanced strategies to how to actually hatch shiny Pokemon faster. Alrighty guys, so before we get into the breeding guide today, I just wanted to make a little announcement for my PokeMMO Discord server, PokeMMO Central. We are a growing community. We already have over 100 members of active players daily. Here you can post your team recruitment posts, trade posts, and more. And we also run multiple events weekly where you can win over 1,000 RP in prizes. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, click on the Discord link down below in the description or in the comment section. Now let's get into the video. If you want perfect Pokemon, if you want to make money, or if you just want the shinies, breeding is how you do it. But PokeMMO breeding is different because every time you breed, you lose both parents, which means every mistake costs you a ton of money. Let's start with the basics. To breed, you need 2 compatible Pokemon, usually from the same egg group. You would bring them to the daycare, combine them together to get an egg. But here's the key difference in PokeMMO. Both of the parents that you use are consumed. They're gone. So every egg has a real cost. The baby Pokemon will inherit stats based on what the parents had, and you can control those using items as well. Let's head over to the daycare so I can show you a visual example. So let's say you do want to control the IVs of your 2 bred Pokemon. So first you're going to go into the daycare here, and you're going to talk to this lady right over here. She is going to offer a bunch of different items to you that will affect what you breed and the outcome of your eggs. So let's say that the Pokemon you're breeding, you want to keep the 31 HP stat on the IVs. You would use this power weight and let the Pokemon hold the item when they are breeding. Pokemon can only hold 1 item each when breeding, so make sure you choose the right item for what stat you want to carry over. Each brace guarantees 1 stat will definitely be passed down to the offspring. But every brace also costs money. The more control with the stats that you want, the more expensive it gets in the long run. If your goal is perfect Pokemon, you need to build them step by step. So let's say you have a 2x31 Pokemon, you need to breed them into 3x31, and then 4x31, and etc. This is called ladder breeding. You're basically combining better Pokemon each time until you reach the most perfect version of that Pokemon. But this is not what you want to do for shinies. In PokeMMO, the base shiny rate is around 1 in 30,000. Of course, if you have donator status, it lowers it more. And if you have a shiny charm active, it also lowers it even more. My odds currently are 1 in 24,300 because I have everything active that I can to get the lowest possible chance. And when you're breeding, every single egg that you hatch is an independent roll, just like Wild Encounters. There is no chain bonus, no pity system, just pure RNG. So how can you actually improve your chances of breeding a shiny Pokemon? You don't increase the odds. You increase the number of attempts when you make a Pokemon. Shiny hunting in this game is a volume game. More eggs equals way more chances. I'm gonna quickly show you guys my PC so you can get a better idea. So I normally line up my Pokemon like this. This is called a mixed box. Basically, I just have multiple Pokemon in one box of the shiny Pokemon that I would want to get out of an egg. You can put whatever you want in these boxes. Anything you want shiny, you can breed for yourself, but always do mixed boxes. You don't want to end up like me and hatch 2 shiny Torchics back to back when you would rather have, a Torchic and something else. So, like I said, please do the mixed boxes. So going back to more eggs equals more chances. I have my whole top row filled with boxes for breeding Pokemon. And this gives me the highest chance possible of hatching as quickly as possible. The best method is mass production. You want a constant cycle of eggs. So let's say you do all of your boxes, get all of your eggs finished, then you want to go and do hordes. You want to do hordes. You want to do single encounters. Whatever you want to shiny hunt, you need to go do while you're hatching your eggs so you have the maximum efficiency of getting a shiny. Think of it like a factory. You never stop the process of making eggs, hatching eggs, and encountering shiny Pokemon. When I breed Pokemon, I only use Ditto boxes, but there's ways for you to get even cheaper boxes for your shiny breeds. If you're running low on money, you can always use a female breeder and then breed it with a male that's in the same egg group and save money. Obviously, with alpha breeds, I do that because I'm not just gonna purchase alpha Dittos over and over, but since Ditto boxes are really cheap for me, I just use regular Dittos with all of my Pokemon because I don't need to save the money. It is also quicker, so that's completely up to you what method you use for your eggs. When you guys are buying Dittos for your boxes, you can either buy them straight off the GTL or you can buy Ditto boxes, which are going to be cheaper from actual players that are catching them themselves. I have my own Ditto supplier that I use every single day. I buy 4 boxes every couple hours so I can get the most production as I can for my account. But before that, I won't lie, I did buy Dittos from the GTL. It's just super easy to put into your account because sometimes there's no one online with Ditto boxes to sell. And if you are just looking for the male, egg group Pokemon that you can breed with your females, you can just search it all up here. So let's say I'm looking for a field type mon. I would go to egg group field, then I would go to gender and male, and it would show you everything. Obviously, I would go for the lowest price, and it's a Ditto. Excuse me, it's not a Ditto. I just had Ditto typed. It would be a Poochyena. So as you can see, you're saving around 4,000 Poke Yen with going with this option. So when you are ready to breed your eggs, make sure to talk to the older man that is at the daycare. And when you're setting up boxes, you will have them set up like this. So you'll have your Pokemon on top, and then you'll have your breeder on the bottom. So like a Ditto or the male version of said egg group. So you can click and drag like this, right click, and click breed slot 1 and 2. Then both parents will come on the side here. You can choose what gender comes out, but I would recommend going random because it is 21,000 to choose a female breeder. Also make sure that you are only using Pokeballs for this. They're super cheap, and you don't want to be using any other ball for this. It just makes it really, really expensive. Now let's say you did have a brace. Let's say this was an HP stat of 31 on this Pokemon here. I would put an item, and of course I would put the HP brace onto this Pokemon, so I would keep the 31 IV for sure. But since I'm doing a shiny breed, I'm just gonna click breed here, yes, and he's gonna make an egg for us, and it goes right to your PC. Once you have your eggs in your PC, you're gonna click fill all, and they're gonna show up right here, and it takes a little bit for them to hatch, so this is the time when you would go and do single encounters, or you would do hordes. And as you're doing said hordes or single encounters, your eggs will hatch, and maybe you'll get lucky, just like this. At the end of the day, breeding in PokeMMO is about efficiency. The better your system, the faster your results. So if you're serious about shinies, stop wasting time and start optimizing yourself, because eventually you will hit your first ever egg shiny.